Uh, I think it's working just fine. Is it working fine? Let me check. I think it's working just fine. Is it working fine? Let me Looks check. All good to me. Is it working fine? Looks all good to me. Great. So we can get started. Today we will talk about how, not about how. Today we'll not be talking about hows and words, but we'll just discuss about the workflow that can be used to create hair. And XGen is the most efficient way to create hair, I guess, in the scene, or according to me. I like it. I prefer it over the other systems like Ornetrix. So, but still, creating guides in XGen is still a fuss. It's still a headache. So, to cope that, I've come up with a workflow. Actually, I have not come up with a workflow. It's been in the market since a while, but I like this. So I'll be sharing this workflow with you as well. I have this character with me. Let me apply in the skin material. I like it that way. Let me turn on the material. I've created this character. If if you can recognize who she is, um, let me know in the comments or the live chat. So I've already created fibers, as you can see, which we will discuss in near future. But today we will just be talking about the workflow, because getting after getting familiar with the workflow, we'll talk about how to create hair in Fibermesh in coming future, in near future. But for now, let me hide this. So to get started with it, let me tell you what we'll be doing today. We will create eyebrows of this character. So what we are actually creating in Zbrush, we are not creating hairs in Zbrush. We are creating guides for the XGen. These fibers will be converted as guides for XGen, which will be more efficient. What is it? Hmm. So these guides will get converted into XGen in near future when we'll take this into Maya. But these are literally just the guides that we create in Maya instead of creating this in Maya, because ZBrush is more convenient. So we create guides in ZBrush and then we take them out as curves, and then those curves are converted into guides. Pretty much this is a process, but we'll discuss this. Let's get started. So to get started, I'll duplicate this. I don't want to disturb the geometry HD that I was working on. So I'll delete higher and I'll delete the lower. And let me come up with a hi Tanishq, how are you? Let me come up with a reference for this. So to start creating here, we'll start by creating the base, and to create base, we will start creating a mask. And I guess I'm all good, Tanishq. We will start creating a mask for the eyebrows, where the eyebrows should be. Let me turn the focal shift down to 0. I'm literally creating shapes for eyebrows by creating a mask. So no need to worry about if as this is a female character, I'm trying to make these eyebrows a little more angular. Just a little more angular, not too much. This looks good to me, but to be honest, I guess it's pretty thick, which we do not want. Let me just trim it from here. I guess it's too thick for a woman. Too thick for a woman who takes care of herself. Lol. Also, there's a general rule that I'm sharing it with you. This angle, this angle of eyebrows, how do you show this angle? I'm talking about this angle. This angle is not. This angle should be created where the temple region of the head is started. For example, this is the temple region. This is the temple region, and this is the divide where the temple. This side is the temple, and this is the forehead, and this is the temporal line. So this angle should be at the temporal line. This is a general rule, not not a hard rule, but generally heads and eyebrows are created that way. It's more aesthetic. So I'm trying to follow that rule as well. Take your time to create mask. There's no hurry. The weather is pretty nice today, isn't it? Hmm. Unfiltered Prakhar. Hello Prakhar, how are you? So, just like we created the mask of the right eyebrow, we will create the mask for the left eyebrow as well. Although you could have turned on the symmetry, but the thing is, heads are not created in such a way. A head, a human head, or anything that exists never has a perfect symmetry. Although they come in pair, but never in perfect symmetry. Let me just create a rough line first. Looks good to me. Or is it? Yeah, we gotta do some refinement, but overall it's good. Audio. Let me work on the audio. Wait. Is it fine now? I guess it should be fine. It should be fine. Or if it is not, then let me know. I'll fix it. Great. Oh, let me just erase it all. Temporal line is here, so we will break the eyebrows angle here. A little more deep, a little deep here, a dip here. I guess right eyebrow is a little thin, don't you think? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. This looks good to me. Although the left eyebrow is a little more pointed and facing upward. But we'll keep it that way. But don't worry, this is not the final mask, so we can fix this later in the Maya. So we'll continue. So to create hair, what we'll do, wait a minute, or not. So to create hair, what we'll do, we will scroll down in the tool menu and we'll select the Fibermesh. This is the option that will give us the guides for XGen. This is the option that will give us the guide for XGen. So you can see a few options here. To get started, we will click on preview and you can see this. We have the hair. Yes, this is the hair. Although it's looking like a bush, which we clearly do not want. So what we are going to do, we will click on modifiers. We have a lot of settings right here, but don't worry, it can look quite intimidating, but it's quite easy. It's easy. So we have the first option here, which says max fiber. This fibers, we say fibers to hair in ZBrush. Each hair is counted as a fiber. So max fiber 50. I'll drop this count. Yes, looks good. Now we have another option, which is density variations. We do not want density variation. I want everything to be uniform because we are creating guides for XGen. So we will turn this value to 0. By mask, it means um, the software is literally asking how much do you want to. No, you cannot. Tanishq 3D is asking, can we use Fibermesh here in games? Will this get into Unreal? Unfortunately, no, because games need optimization. So what you can do, you can use the curves from the Fibermesh to generate hair cards. Many AAA games follow this workflow, which is quite efficient. You can create hairs in Fibermesh, which will give you the curves, basically the placement for the hair cards. And those hair cards can be used in games. So Fibermesh can be used. Hello Snedeep Pal 2002. Fibermesh can be used as a workflow, but not as a direct integration into games. Although Fibermesh, if you talk about the direct integration, the Fibermesh cannot be integrated into anything, literally anything. It can be used as a render as well. So this is a part of workflow in 3D, but not the whole work. Okay, so we do not want any kinds of variations, so we will turn the density variations into 0, and by mask the default value is set to 1, which the software is literally asking us how much you want us to follow the mask that we created, this mask, how much you want to follow, and we are saying 1, which means completely. So we can skip all this. Here is the length profile. As you can see, the length of a few strands is ending here, and some strands are ending here. So there is no, there's no deviations. Okay, looks cool. So what we can do, this must be because of the fall and the gravity then, or the other variations. Yes, this variation is because of the length variation, which is set to 0.5. As again, we want the uniform curves, so we will turn this value down to 0. Now everything is equal, and that's how I want it. Coverage means the width of a strand. We will leave it to 10, and again, we do not want any kind of variations, so we will turn this to 0. Coverage variations, and the width of the root of the hair is set to 1.25, and the scale tip is set to 0.75. It means the strands are thinner from the tip and they are wider from the root. So we will leave them as they are. Next option is slim variation. We will turn it to 0. Revolve variation, twist, we do not want any kind of twist in the hair. We will turn it to 0. Twist variations 0. Everything, I'll turn any kind of variations to 0, because we are literally creating what? Guides for XGen. So we want them smooth as possible or controlled as possible. Now it is saying gravity. We'll turn the gravity to 0 as well. Now every strand is erected to 90-degree angle. Let me know if I should have used other words instead of erected. Okay, now this is saying clumps. We do not want any kind of clumps. tangent 0, v tangent 0, h tangent and v tangent literally means the x and the y axis. We'll leave them as they are. Now it's saying segments. It means the division of these fiber mesh. Now the segments is 3, which is quite low. It will not be able to control these fibers if they only have 3 segments. So we'll turn them to 10. Wait a minute. Okay. So when we are satisfied with these settings, what we will do, we will go down to preview settings and we will turn the fast preview on. So fast preview lets us go from 0 to 100 in terms of the numbers of curve. It means we can adjust high and low poly of fiber mesh. So after that, we will click accept. Now we have our hairs ready to be. We have our hairs ready to be sculpted. Next thing we would want to do is turn on the polygroups view mode, and we will select the move tool, and we have a few options down here in my layout, in my Zbrush layout, which says preserve length. It says preserve length. You can find this option down if you're not using my layout, or if you do not have this preserve length option in the layout mode, then you can go to the brush and then the fiber mesh, and you will find the preserve length option. Next we have mask by polygroup. Again, you go to the brush and then to the auto masking and mask by polygroups. Make sure to have these two options. Now next thing we will do, I will turn the preserve length option to 100, because when I move, the length will stay the same. But if I turn this to 0, I can make it long or short as I like. So I'll turn this to 100 and I'll start sculpting like this. It's that easy. Now, as you can see, there's a kind of noise in the roots. This is because the fiber mesh is interacting with this mesh, which we do not want. So to prevent that, I'll hide the mesh, and again I'll start sculpting. As you can see, this is much smoother now. Although we do not want that much smooth that it becomes flat, it should have a sense of depth. Also, what we can do, we can divide these guides into polygroups, and to do that, I'll just mask them. So they will mask the whole fibers just by clicking on them. Now that I have masked this portion, I'll press Ctrl W to assign a new polygroup. And if I have turned this mask by polygroups option to 100%, I can just, if I can just make effect on this particular area without disturbing the rest of the portion. Let me know if you have any questions. And as I said, this was interacting with the mesh before. To prevent that, you can do, first thing you can do is to hide the mesh, or you can turn the preserve length option to 0. Just make sure you don't make these guides unnecessarily long. As long as you have them in control, it's fine. What I personally do, so Tanishq 3D is asking us, I'm wondering why not use Hey cards instead using Fibershop. So the thing is, Hey cards and the if you want to use the Hey cards, that is a different workflow and the pipeline, which first we are not here talking about that. Second, these Fibermesh will get eventually converted into curves. Those curves can be used to place hair cards and the XGen both. So again, this is a part of a pipeline which I guess many people out there are not familiar with. And yes, this is a part of pipeline where these curves will not be used anyway, but they will play a crucial role in creating hair cards or groom, both. These are the guides or the placement for the hairs. Yup. Instead of placing, if you can go either way. If you want to create groom, you can convert these curves into guides for XGen, or if you want to create a hair cards, what you can do, you can place the hair cards using the curves you will get from the Fibermesh. So instead, you'll save the hassle of placing the hair cards manually, but still you'll have to work on the orientations and stuff. But it will save you the hassle of placing each hair card manually, which can be a little boring. Right now, we are literally creating the pathway for the haze. Vivek Singh, yo bhaiya. Hello, bro. Although creating eyebrows is not that much complicated, so I'm not dividing these hairs into many polygroups. But If you create a if you create a hairstyle for the head or a beard, then you might need to divide these fiber mesh into a lot of polygroups. Let me show you. This is divided into so many polygroups, and let me go down to preview settings. This is divided into literally so many polygroups. So, but eyebrows are not that complicated. So and you can smooth them by pressing shift, in case I haven't told yet. I'll turn the preserve length option to 101 according to my convenience. Hey, looks complicated though. Yeah, but it sorts everything out according to me, because there was a time when I used to create guides in XGen, and I was so confused how where to start, especially the long hairs, the long female hairs. I was so confused where to start. The fiber mesh really sorts those confusions once you get used to it. We will create a hairstyle in coming future. I guess it will be helpful, and I guess it will spend a good time. So this is looking too straight to me. So uh, again, it's all up to you if you want to create everything in detail, or you can leave it as it is. Uh, as it is, because these are literally the guides for the XGen, and there will be modifiers applied on top of them, so no need to take um, so much worry about the shape, as the rest of it XGen will handle it. I'm also learning and practicing hairs and face likeness right now. I'm only doing clothing and accessories. Nice. Nice, bro. You can join our Discord if you like to share your progress. Uh, we would love to see your artworks. Although I can leave this at this position as well, but again, it's all up to you how much you want to go in detail. But again, doesn't matter, because modifiers will be applied on top of it. I'm already new, sir. Thank you, bro. Much love. So next, here are the left eyebrows, but just in case, I'm a little paranoid. Hmm. Is it saved? No, it's saving. It's taking quite a while. Okay. If I do freelancing or a job, so what I actually do is 3D. It doesn't matter the source. So you must have noticed a few hairs were inside the root. So what I did, I turned the preserve length option up to the 100 and I unified them. So now I will give them direction, and after giving them directions, keeping the preserve length option to 100, after giving them the directions, I will give them the shape of by turning the preserve length option to 0. Because if I try to give them direction by turning the preserve length option to 0, they will go wobbly, which we do not want. Now I'm giving them a little bit of direction. Also, let me divide this part of the eyebrow to another polygroup. I don't like this color. Yes. I'll turn the mask by polygroups option to 100 and I will give them another direction here. Yes. Something like this. Yep. Now I guess it's looking nice, and we can move forward. What do you guys think? Same we can do here as well, just a little bit. For the better understanding, what I'll do, I'll go down to the Fibermesh option and I'll turn this value somewhere around 10 to 15. Now I'll divide this part into a different polygroup as well. And as I have done the mask polygroup option to 100, it will affect this yellow polygroup only. Okay, look nice to me. So as we are done with Fibermesh, yes, that was it. But it would have been more, but if we were working on some different head or beard style, which we will in future. Okay, they look nice to me. Nice enough. I guess I should get over. Okay, they look nice. Now we will transfer these Fibermesh to our Maya. And how exactly are we going to do that? We'll start by clicking on this button which says save as, because security is a must. Spend a little time relaxing. It's already 14 minutes into the stream. I guess we should wrap this soon and not spend more time on this. So I'll make it quick. Let's switch to Maya. But before switching, let's get back to this. And so how are we going to export these fibers into Maya? As I have said, each fiber stands for a curve or a guide in XGen. So we do not want too much guides. These too much guides will be useless to us. So we will take only the necessary guides. As someone asked before, if we are to create hair cards from these Fibermesh, then we can take a few more. But as we are taking it for the XGen, we do not want too many guides, as XGen will be able to detect and create the hair system based on just a few guides. We do not need too much guides. So now we will turn this preview fiber visibility down to somewhere 3. I guess it's too much less. 5 or 6. 5 is enough, but let's take 6. I guess 6 is sufficient. 6 should be sufficient. Okay. 6 are sufficient. So I'll click the export curves option, which is right below the preview settings, and I'll click on the export curves option. Now it's asking us the format. We will select the format, Maya, and we will name it eyebrows, and just click on save, and that was it. That was pretty much it. But not now. Next thing we will do, I'll open this project that I was working on. Let me clean it up. I'll delete the unnecessary parts, and now we will import those curves into the Maya. Just click on the import, select eyebrows, and instead of files of type, instead of selecting all files, select the Maya ASCII format and click import. It will take some time, but here we have our eyebrows. Pretty simple. Now to create XGen based on these curves, let me hide the existing here, which I created using Fibermesh as well. So to start with XGen, to start with creating XGen, what you need to do, you need to create a base for the hair. Now, as I have already here something saying XGen bases, I'll unhide them, and I have extracted these bases from the head mesh. So this is what we need to get started. To get started with XGen, we will go to this option over here which says XGen, and we'll select the create a new XGen description. As I have already a description, I'll not create another one, but I'll show you how to create a description. Just select your mesh or the faces you want to create hairs on, but I'm selecting the whole mesh. Select your whole mesh and create a new description. Now it will ask you to create a collection and name your collection. I have already a collection saying Anna underscore hair. Name your description. Just make sure to click on placing and shaping guides as an option. Tanish says, I have never used XGen in Maya. No problem, bro. I am covering everything from the scratch. If you do not get anything, or if you want to ask any question, feel free to ask. So to start creating hairs in Maya using XGen, just click on the mesh on which you want to create hair, and click on the new description. Now name your collection. After naming your collection, name your description, and going down here, it will ask you how you want to create hair. and we will select placing and shaping guides, because we will be creating XGen using guides, and we already have our guides over here from Zbrush. So click on create. After clicking on create, you'll get a panel on the right, something like this. So we have our hair, and it is not showing anything because we have not created any guides yet. So to start creating guides, I'll go here in Maya, and I will deselect every option except for the curves. I'll select the curves. I selected my curves, and I'll go over here in utilities, this utility tab, and I'll find the option that says curves to guides, and make sure to select this option according to you. If you want the curves, then deselect it. If you do not want the curves in future, then click on delete curves. As I do not want the curves, I will click on delete curves. Now I'll select the add guides. Now it has created the guides, but I have this the collection hidden in outliner. I'll unhide it, and as you can see, we have our guides ready in XGen. That was it. So instead of placing every guide one by one, you have your guide system ready. But this is just eyebrows. Eyebrows are not that complex, but it will be a lot useful while creating head hairs, as I created these hairs in Maya. These placing guides for every strand was very difficult, and Fibermesh gave me a lot of freedom creating this hairstyle just in one go. So these are very thick actually. Let me see if I can turn the width. Yes, now they are looking good. Now if I go back to the XGen panel, and let me hide the head. If you go back to the XGen panel and turn this density slider up a little, you can see these XGen hairs. They're looking really awful right now, but they will look better over time, don't worry. So we do not have anything to do with the density. Yes, that was the point the whole time. I do not have to place anything manually. If you are about to create a hairstyle for using the hair cards, you do not have to place anything manually. The placing has been already done in Zbrush. Although this is eyebrows, not so much complicated. I could have done it here as well, but let's discuss the hair workflow using Fibermesh. Okay. I'll not tweak the density slider as I have nothing to do with it yet. I'll turn this up anytime, but I'm turning this density slider low where I can see the mesh. Next is we will create the mask. You can create the mask in ZBrush as well, but it's not too much complicated, so we will create it in Maya. But before starting creating a mask, I will select this mesh on top of which we have created these hairs, and we will go to the UV panel, and as you can see, we have two UV sets over here, and we will delete or we will copy this UV set to map 1, and I will delete the diffuse UV, and I will layout. Make sure you have a UV in before creating a map. That's obvious, but still make sure to have UV. Now I'll go to the mask. I'll click on create map, and I'll turn the map resolution somewhere around 40, and I'll name it an eyebrow, and I'll copy this for future. As you can see, we have an error which says it's literally saying I did not find the file. But do not worry, just click on this save option here. And now I will click on this paint option, which is at the left of the save option, and I will double click on this tool, and we will have our tool settings. Now I will select the black color and will click flood paint. Now everything is black. Now I will turn the white color and will select this brush, which is hard brush. We will select the hard brush and we will create a mask again. But now it will not be difficult because we have our reference. Let me do it with my stylus instead of mouse. It will be more convenient to me. Now these hair are bugging me. To hide these hairs, just click on this button and it will hide the hairs. I'm literally painting the mask again, but this time with reference. Once you have created the mask, after that, just do a little more, just do an extra thing. Press shift and smooth out the borders. What it will do, it will create a transition for the hair. This way the eyebrows will not be sharp, the borders of eyebrows will not be sharp. I'll do a little extra here, and we'll repeat the process for the left eyebrow as well. I'm leaving a few guides out of the mask, but no problem. Saving the shape. Once you have created the mask, smooth out the borders just a little bit, not too much. I'm saying not too much because this is a female and they are more clean than men. At least that's what I think. Call it whatever. Now, once you are done, click the save option again, and what you will notice, there are no extra hairs over the other parts except what you have just painted now. Because we have literally created a mask. Why am I explaining this? So, next thing, I'll come down. This is saying modify CV count. This is literally asking how many divisions you want. It is saying 5 as of now. 5 divisions, which are pretty less. I'll turn it 15 or 16, somewhere around 15 will be fine. I'll turn it 17. You can do it as per your likeness. Next thing what I'll do is I'll go to this option which says expression editor. This is an expression editor next to the mask we just painted, and this is the file name of the mask we just painted, and we will select this all and we will copy it. We'll press Ctrl C and I'll come down to the width, and what I'll do, I'll paste this here, and I'll then press the accept. Now they are too much thick, which we do not want. Don't worry, we will fix it. Press the expression editor again, and at the end of it, press space, type star, press space again, type RAND brackets. Now we will type the this is basically this is our random modifier. We will press in the values of the width, and we want the width ranging from 0.02 to 0.005, and then I'll press the accept again. Now I'm literally confused which one are the guides and which are the hair. To unhide the guides, or to hide and unhide the guides, press this button. It will hide the guides. Now I will increase in the density a little bit. Yes. Sometimes hair do not load, and just make sure to refresh it. Let me just paint it again. Okay, it's looking nice. Now we have something saying here width ramp. This is the ramp for the width of hair. Now if I turn this value from the tip, this is the tip and this is the root and the tip. If I turn this value down from the tip, you will notice the hairs are turning thin from the top and they are thick from the root. So I'll create a graph something like this. Also we have our rand modifier. We can create more randomness, a little more. We'll turn this to 200. Yes, looks nice. And how is it looking on our... I'll name this layer. Let me rename this head cap. It's looking nice. We will keep going, no worries. Everything looks great so far. Now, we will discuss this later in coming videos, and because this region control map is very useful. It's already an hour long into the live stream, so we'll wrap it quick. We'll wrap it quick as we have been into the live session for a little too long. We'll discuss about the region map in coming videos, and for now we will go to the modifier section. We will go to the modifier section, and we will click the plus icon here, and we'll start by creating a clumping map. And clumping map, and I'll click OK. We have an error saying no clump guides found. No worries, scroll down to the bottom, click on the setup maps, and just click on generate. You can see these yellow arrows tangent to the surface. They are literally saying that the size of a clump will be from one arrow to another arrow, which is I guess very large. We do not want those large clumps for eyebrows, so we will turn this value to 8 and click on generate again. This is good, but still too big. I'll make it 22. Looking still big. 32 looks fine. 32, or make it a little more. 38 last. 38 last, and I'll click. Now you can see it has created a clumping effect, which is looking awful for now. So what we'll do, we will go to the clump effect. We will go to the clump effect and click on the expression editor again, and I'll simply type RAND random modifier 0 to 1, and I'll close the brackets and I'll click on accept. Now you can see the clumping effect is ranging from 0 to 1. Somewhere it is full, somewhere it is less. Now this looks too pointy to me, so what to do? We have the clump scale option here. I'll turn the tip a little up. Okay. Now we have not too much clump, but still clump. Looks nice. Okay. Or we can do this random. You can see it has created a map of noise, which is exactly the point. We can do this into the mask as well. I guess eyebrows are a little too much thick, don't you think? So I'll go back to the primitives and open the expression editor in the width panel, and I'll turn this to 0.17, I guess. Okay, whatever. We'll move on. We'll add another modifier. Let me save. We'll add another modifier which says coil. Okay, we do not want coils this big, so I'll turn the radius down. just a little bit. I'll press the random modifier into the mask and press enter. You can see just a little bit of noise. Looks nice. This is so easy. This process is so easy. You can literally do anything with it. And you can see the hairs on the outer side of this of the area are thin, and the hair inside are thick. That is because we copied the mask paint map into the width paint map. This is so cool. This looks good. Now let's add another clumping effect, or I'll add another clump effect. Now this time I'll keep the size of the clump a little big. Yep, like this. And I will again apply a random modifier ranging from 0 to 1. And now, for example, there are few areas where I do not want the clumps to be. For example, I do not want the clumps to be here. What I'll do, I click on the mask and I'll create a map. Now I will create an eyebrow clump mask. Save and paint. Also, I'll go here to the expression editor, and at the end I will press space, type star, and again the random modifier ranging from 0 to 1. For example, I do not want the clump effect to be here, so wait. I will paint black on the areas where I do not want the clumps to be. As you can see, we can witness a lot of big clumps. I don't want them. After I'm done, I'll press space. As you can see, the clump effect is gone. On the areas we have painted black. We're literally painting values. Gray means a little clump, black means no clump. After I'm done, I'll press space, and we have our eyebrows ready. And you can do a few more things, like I can add noise. I'll keep the frequency to 1, and this magnitude scale again says the size of the noise in the root is 0, and we should keep it to 0. Now I'll decrease the amount of noise. Also, I'll again add random modifier. We do not use too much of random modifier, but it is eyebrows which are not too much complicated, so we can use that. Okay, looks good to me. Also, I can increase the scale as well if I want longer eyebrows or short eyebrows. Let me do one last thing, and I guess we are ready to go. Let me make it bright. I'll click on paint and I'll smooth this area. As you can see, we have got an extra hairs, extra thin hairs, which gives a nice effect. As you can, these thin hairs actually gives a nice realistic effect. which I like. Okay. Now we have created these hairs, and that was it. So I guess we can wrap this live stream here. And if you have got any questions, do drop a comment, or what you can do, you can join our Discord channel, or what else you can do for me. You can support me on Patreon. And yes, that was it for today's live stream. Thank you. In coming live streams, we will discuss about the shades, the shading of these hairs. And but one last thing I would like to drop. Just if you want these hairs to be taken into the Unreal Engine or somewhere else, just click on this description in the outliner, go to the generate option, and one last thing, click on convert to interactive Groom. This will convert these hairs into Groom, and they can be taken literally anywhere. Now we have our eyebrows ready along with the hair. I'll apply the hair material, and we will discuss about we'll discuss about creating hair material in Maya in coming videos, as well as in Unreal Engine, because Unreal Engine has got a really a really cool shader. I like the hair shader of Unreal Engine a lot. It's really cool. So we'll discuss about these things in future, and for now, thank you. Support me on Patreon, join our Discord channel, subscribe me on YouTube. I'll try to come live often from now. Okay. See you. Although looks like I don't want to go. But thanks everyone. It's been a long 1 hour 18 minutes. Thank you.